Good day, everyone.
I was born and raised in Detroit. Growing up there, I saw people like me running things.
This is a courtroom, not a circus, so we're gonna calm down.
I'm sorry.
What I found there was a passion that I didn't know existed.
This is the bottom line.
I'm excited to free fall into the limitless possibilities with we the people. So many are fearful of the law. They think it's something that works against them.
I think you need to begin to accept responsibility for your mistakes.
We are the people.
Professional gambler Vincent Gramley claims he missed a big payout because his friend didn't place a bet for him that was a sure thing.
All rise.
David Palmer says the wager was reckless, so he gambled the plaintiff's money on something else.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Gramley versus Palmer. Mr. Gramley, you are suing Mr. Palmer for $10,000. You say your friend owes you the payout for a bet he promised to make for you. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And defendant, you say you did place a bet and won.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, so let's start with you, Mr. Gramley. What happened?
Yeah, so this really is a case of betrayal. So I'm a professional gambler, and it all comes down to odds, right? That's how you win. And for me, it really is about the math.
What's your game of choice?
Anything. Online, poker, sports bets. It really has to do with what's the spread, what can I get on return, finding those broken areas in the system.
Okay.
And in this case, I found a situation where I was going to be able to guarantee a win by controlling the outcome on a sporting event.
Now, does that sound legal? How are you going to control? Isn't that the whole point of gambling, is that you can't control the outcome?
Yes, except in this case, I was planning to influence the outcome of something, which I did. So I was going to trespass on a field and have someone place a bet, essentially launder a bet that someone was going to, streak on the field, so to speak. And I couldn't.
Of a game?
Yes.
Okay, so you were going to place a bet that something was going to happen.
Yes.
And then you were going to do it?
Yeah, I was going to be the one actually having that outcome happen, execute it, so to speak.
Wait, that sounds illegal.
Trespassing, sure, but if I am not placing the bet, if I am not.
So that's why you wanted him to place the bet.
Yes.
Then but that's still wrong.
I mean, we can say it's wrong, but if there's nothing that is other than trespassing.
You were trying to find a legal loophole.
Absolutely.
Where you were the trespasser,
yes.
But technically he placed the bet.
Yes.
And then he was going to win and you was going to get the money.
We were actually going to share the money.
Oh, so both of y'all wrong. Okay,
But
how much money did you give him?
I gave him $100.
He gave you $100, Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
What were his instructions to you? What did you understand the instructions to be?
So we had a phone call, and he asked me to place a bet, and he told me the specific bet, which was had the 100-to-1 payout that someone would rush the field. And I did not want him to place that bet.
Did you not want him to place that bet because you knew he was going to go be the one to run out on the field?
Oh, no, I had no idea about anything that was going to happen after the bet was placed. I believe my friend is unfortunately suffering from a gambling addiction.
So, Mr. Palmer, Mr. Gramley has explained to the court why he wanted you to place the bet, because his plan was to kind of manipulate the system so he could run out on the field and get his money. Why did you think he was saying, hey, man, place this bet for me? Did you know about his plan?
No, I did not know about his plan. I thought he was coming to me, at first I thought he was coming to me because I still live in Vegas. He doesn't live in Vegas anymore.
Okay.
So I thought he just wanted me to go into the casino and place this bet. But I don't think that was why he wanted me to place it. In fact, he could have gone through an app. My friend is supposed to be this professional gambler. This is just a reckless bet. And so if it was a reasonable bet, I think I would have had a different response. But I did not feel comfortable placing this bet, knowing he has had a history of what appears to be a gambling addiction.
So you feel like he's really got a problem?
Yes, ma'am.
And why do you feel like he has a problem? What from this bet, or how much is he gambling? He says he's a professional gambler, so if he gambles a lot, that seems to make sense if that's your profession.
Well, I do think he gambles a lot, but I don't necessarily think he's a professional. I first saw issues with Vince when we were in college. It was during our senior year. Remember, we got into it early, but then by the time we hit our senior year, I noticed he started losing quite a bit of money, and I think I started to realize there might be a problem when he asked me for money and asked some of our friends for money.
Okay, so he started showing some symptoms that this was an unhealthy pastime of his.
Correct.
Asking for money, borrowing money, losing money.
Coming up.
So what happens after that? So then did you get mad, Mr. Gramley, because he placed the wrong bet? Did you go running out onto the field?
Absolutely, that was the plan.
My
I don't know.
Lord.
They didn't know that they placed it until after the fact.
And later.
We run into a black bear, and I didn't take a second to think. In that moment, I was like, there is nothing we can do. There's nothing we should do other than get out of here.
Right.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Vincent Gramley and David Palmer, who are fighting over a gambling loss.
So now that then takes me back to my original question. So when he gives you $100, says, I want to give you this $100 to place this bet for me, and you say, oh, this doesn't seem right, do you do it?
I did not place that bet. He mentioned the game that he wanted to bet on, and after the phone call, I did happen to look at the available bets for that game, and I noticed there was a particular bet that I felt was actually pretty safe to make. It was still risky. It was still 10-1, but I didn't think the odds were 10-1. I thought it might have been a 3-1 or 5-1. And when you
the odds were stated as 10-1?
That's correct.
And wasn't that the same thing that his odds were on the running up the field?
Yeah, his was 100-1.
100-1. Okay. So you felt like this was a safer bet.
Yes, ma'am.
So you looked, you realized your friend was like, this doesn't sound right. I don't know what he's going through, but let me check this. So you went in, studied the bet, studied the whole spread, and said, I'm not going to make this bet he's talking about because it's 100-1. I'm going to make this bet that's 10-1 odds.
It's 100-1, and the chances of it happening are he's just gambling. It's not a skilled bet that he's making.
So you placed the bet?
I did place the bet, yes.
All right, and what was your bet for?
The bet, the 10-1 bet?
Yes.
Basically, it followed a few players, and they all had to hit certain stats during the game.
Okay.
And I noticed that they've all been on a hot streak over the last few games.
All right, what kind of game is this?
Football.
All right, so you placed that bet. What happens?
My bet won.
Oh, so you won?
Yes.
How much did you win?
We won $1,000.
You won $1,000?
Yes.
Okay. And he put in 100.
That's correct. Yes.
So what happens after that? So then did you get mad, Mr. Gramley, because he placed the wrong bet? Did you go running out onto the field?
Absolutely, that was the plan.
My
I don't
Lord.
know. They didn't know that they placed it until after the fact.
So you went doing your little run out, and then you came back only to find out.
Well, I got arrested. I didn't come back. I mean, I spent night in jail. I mean,
Oh.
yeah. There's a reason it's such a high payoff because it doesn't happen, but.
Oh, so you were willing to go to jail.
Absolutely.
For a night to get this high payout.
Absolutely.
Okay, but then you went to jail, and then you were so excited to call your friend and be like, what, you would have had $10,000.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, he says, no, we got 1,000.
Yes. I mean, it was just an outright betrayal.
And so what was your response once you found out he placed a safer bet?
I mean, how is he going to at least cover my legal fees? You know, like make.
He's got to cover your legal fees.
Absolutely. Like I had planned out the winnings to cover, you know, my bail, to cover me going to court for like a misdemeanor.
Deep.
Absolutely.
You
plan
had
it
a
all
whole
out.
scheme.
Absolutely. But I can't tell him that. He can't know.
I can't believe you're telling me this. But I'm listening.
That's what I'm here today, Your Honor. And it's just He thinks he's helping me, but he still placed a bet. He still gambled.
Okay.
And he broke it down. That's how you do it. But I was 5 steps ahead. It's just.
Listen, the more you talk, Mr. Gramley, the more it substantiates Mr. Palmer's testimony. I think you got a little problem, sir. I mean, I'm feeling your anxiety from here. But I can see here from your testimony, Mr. Gramley, that it appears that you are kind of setting in motion illegal circumstances, trying to, you know, bunk the system, trying to win big. It's almost like you're addicted to this winning big. So you're willing to do something illegal to get arrested, to get back out, and have this whole scheme about paying legal fees. This isn't healthy. However, when you gave the $100 to your friend and told him what to do with it, Mr. Palmer, you didn't do what he asked you to do.
That is correct, Your Honor.
You did what you wanted to do, what you thought was a safer bet. So the question this court has to determine is whether or not there was an enforceable contract. Was there a contract?
He breached the verbal agreement that we had over the phone.
Problem is your contract wasn't enforceable because what you're doing is set up as illegal. Problem this court has is he took your $100 and placed another bet with it and won. And the truth is, if you use his $100 to even place a safe bet, he's at least entitled to half of those winnings.
Oh, I don't disagree, ma'am.
When you got that $1,000, did you say to him, I want to give you back the $100 you put in, and there's $900 left, $450 each?
And we never got to the bet that I actually made in the conversation.
So you never knew he won this $1,000?
I have all the intention to pay him. As far as I'm concerned, he can have the whole $1,000. I just, by the time he said, I'm going to sue you.
Wait, you said he can have the whole $1,000?
I didn't say that to him. I'm just saying
He said a lot of things.
Oh, I'm glad. I don't even have to work hard today, Sean. I was really going to think about you all sharing the winnings. But since you offered in court today that he could really have the $1,000, judgment for the plaintiff for $1,000. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,000.
I think the only sure bet in life is betrayal.
You can have $1,000. I made the bet. We didn't talk about it. I want you to have it. I just really hope you don't spend it on something stupid, and I really want you to get help, man.
Coming up,
I already sensed that this was not going to work. They bit off more than they can chew. 2 hours into it, we turn around. We're not even halfway to the location, and they were close to falling over, let alone walking slowly. So I said, guys, we need to turn around.
you're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. Rebecca Santos claims she hired a professional guide to tour the Rocky Mountains, but he got lost and they wandered in the dark for hours. Ridge Lopez says he left the trail to avoid a bear and eventually got the plaintiff back safely.
Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Santos versus Lopez. Ms. Santos, you are suing Mr. Lopez for $520. You say the defendant is responsible for taking you on a hike and getting you lost for hours. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Defendant, you say you did your job.
Exactly.
All right, let's start with you, plaintiff. Ms. Santos, what happened? You went on a hike and the defendant got you lost, you say?
Yes.
What happened?
So we're at the trailhead. It's 9 a.m.
Now, how did you come to even have a relationship with the defendant?
I reached out to him online because he was selling his services as a professional tourist guide.
Okay, so a tour guide. Mm-hmm. And so where were you trying to tour? Where were you?
We were in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado.
All right, Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Lopez, how long have you been providing tour guide services?
She was my fourth client.
Fourth?
Yeah.
All right, so you had just started.
Yes, but I grew up in these trails my whole life.
So, Mr. Lopez, how much did you charge for these tours?
$50 a person.
$50 a person. Where does it go wrong?
We're on our way to this destination. I already sensed that this was not going to work. They bit off more than they can chew. 2 hours into it, we turn around. We're not even halfway to the location, and they were close to falling over, let alone walking slowly. So I said, guys, we need to turn around.
Coming up.
The terrain was too much for them.
Yes, and
were you struggling
everything
with the terrain, Ms. Santos?
It was treacherous terrain. We said, let's turn around.
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with a dispute between Rebecca Santos and Ridge Lopez over a Rocky Mountain hike.
Why did you tell them they needed to turn around?
Because we weren't gonna make it to the lake, and let's say we did make it to the lake. We now have to hike in the woods in the dark I mean, I was just trying to be responsible at that
So
point
you're
in time.
saying why they were moving so slowly? Why couldn't you just say, hey guys, if we're gonna make it to the next lake, we gotta pick it up?
They couldn't do it like
The terrain was too much for them.
yes, and
Were you
and
struggling
everything.
with the terrain, Ms. Santos? Was that difficult for you?
It was treacherous terrain. We said, let's turn around.
Yeah,
So
not
once
even
you
halfway
turn
there.
around, where are you taking them next?
Back down the way we came so we can get them home. Around an hour later, we run into a black bear, and I didn't take a second to think. In that moment, I was like, there is nothing we can do. There's nothing we should do other than get out of here.
Right.
Find a detour and find the trail again somewhere up there. That's because
You can't go in that direction.
And so then we go off the trail a little bit, and there's a point where I'm like, yeah, honestly, I don't really know where the trail is.
So you get to a place where you get lost.
Yes.
And you've got to figure out where you are because you couldn't take the path back. How long did
Getting
it take
there
you to
was
get
hard.
back?
like 5 hours.
It was not even like close to 5 hours, more like 7. And we were bumbling in the dark for a long time.
And so why are you suing for $520? What happened? What were your damages?
Getting lost took so much time that we were late to check into our rental home. So I missed out on one night of staying there. It was a $175 fee. So that is compensation included for the lost time at the rental home and the hotel that we got charged for. It was very
So then you had to go get somewhere else.
So I had to check into another hotel that was $245.
So you lost that $175 and had to pay $245. So that's $175 plus $245. You're at $420, and then the other $100 is.
My boyfriend and I paying for the services.
Oh,
of
so now you
Mr.
want your money back
Lopez.
from the tour as well. All right. So that's the $520 that you're asking for.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
This is the issue here. You're basically saying that you paid money for a service that you didn't get from the defendant.
Yes.
Well, you actually did get a tour. The terrain was too bad, and you were okay with leaving and just not seeing it. Then you got lost. It's the opinion of this court that, Mr. Lopez, you did, in fact, breach a duty of care by not having sufficient parameters and remedies in place for when you get lost like this. On the other hand, Ms. Santos, you agreed to turn around. And now since you saw a bear and got lost, you want your money back. We're gonna split this difference because both of you have a part to play in this. You're suing for $520. I'm gonna award you $260 back because there are parts of this that Mr. Lopez needs to take responsibility for. You have to understand that you have a part to play in it as well. Judgment for the plaintiff for $260. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $260.
Maybe think again next time before you just jump into a nature excursion, okay, where things are unpredictable.
I wish that bear ate you up the way I ate up this case.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.